Hello, everyone. Today is Monday, March 28th, 2022 at 11:22 a.m. So, I figured out why GoFundMe had took down my campaign for prohibited conduct. It seems like a whole bunch of perps, a whole bunch of gang stalkers got together and falsely reported my GoFundMe for fraud. And, it was within 24 hours and no money was collected. No money was donated or anything. So, now I kind of think I might have a little closure. But, I try to find a way to try to contact GoFundMe and tell them. I couldn't say gang stalkers, but I just said, a bunch of online, bullies stalking me who falsely reported my campaign. But, in the perp's mind, when you speak the truth and expose their gang stalking activities and trying to get help to survive because they want you to die and they want you to go try to kill yourself, in their minds, they falsely make it fraudulent. But what they're the ones who's the fraud, the demonic frauds here. You're a criminal falsely accusing me of a crime. So on my GoFundMe, basically, I guess I probably should have kept the previous GoFundMe up, but it's like, I remember I told y'all that they bullied me to the point that, I was forced to take it down. And, they want to holler up and down the online streets talking about, where's that GoFundMe money? And falsely accusing me of fraud and falsely accusing me of secretly hiding money in my storage unit. And, they just don't want me to get help. But I thought I was the only one. But I guess some other severely targeted, individuals, if they're forced into homelessness and not allowed, and they're blocked from getting housing. And I heard that's, another way to human traffic a homeless TI, or a TI forced into homelessness. So if I said that, I was using the GoFundMe to hopefully try to get back on my feet and get maybe, if the campaign was for about $10,000 and it took almost a year and a half to raise, maybe, I don't remember how much it was, but it was under $1,500, not $15,000, but under $1,500 total, over the span of a year and a half. So, it's like the online perps and the TIs turned perps, or fake TI perps, have falsely accused me of extortion and extortion, scam, and fraud. But over a year and a half, nobody came knocking on my door. My very first GoFundMe campaign got no money, and it was shut down for whatever reason. It just randomly disappeared. And I put that up in 2019. Other TIs, the ones who turned fake now and saying Candy's a scammer, the first the first GoFundMe that I had, other TIs, they encouraged me to go put up a GoFundMe. And so saying that I'm homeless and trying to survive. They want to try to say, well, you didn't use it for the purposes you intended, or you miss. I mean, so it's like, well, if they have tornado and hail and bad weather outside, and I'm, say I'm homeless targeted individual trying to survive. So whether it be temporarily staying in a motel or a hotel, or during bad weather, or I was trying to fight to get a permanent place to live, and I mean, there has some people who, on the second GoFundMe, which was the one they really harassed me about, and this was the third GoFundMe right here that they attacked last week. So I actually start to feel very depressed, and that's what the perps wanted, for me to feel very depressed and stuff. So they had, like, say if somebody, donated to my GoFundMe $20 and say, well, here, get you a nice meal or something like that. So, I mean, I don't understand. But I mean, I know the perps they don't want me to get help. They don't want me to live. They don't want me to breathe air or survive. And it's like they're trying to find ways to, to try to coercively manipulate me into committing suicide. And, trying to get me to give up. And so, now I know what their diabolical program is, and fighting to stand against them, and now they hate it even more. So, and then they hate it that I'm transparent and open about everything. If the online fake TI perps want to say she's greedy and always talking about food, I mean, you need food to survive or live off of. So, I mean, if somebody, it's like some people have donated and they don't even look, whether it be GoFundMe, PayPal, or CashApp, and they donate out of the kindness of their own heart, and they don't care what I do with it. But in my predicament, I have no other choice but to, spend the money on, just basic daily living and survival. But see, the online perps, they act like they think they own me. Well, perps in general, they think they're my handler and they think they own me when they don't. And they want to force themselves to make me their slave. And I keep fighting and resisting. And they really hate that they can't control me. They're trying to coercively control me. And I have not spent any donated money on anything opposite of what I said I was going to. If I say I need help to stay in this motel room for longer, and you donate $365, well, the $365 will go to the motel room. But if I had if you say, well, okay, if I say I need help with $365 to stay here, and then, it's obviously true because I'm here another week, right? So how is that fraudulent or extortionist or scam? So now I get the picture that it's like a lot of online perps huddled together and falsely reported probably multiple people, or probably the same few people on multiple accounts, falsely reported my campaign enough to get it taken down so that they can mock, laugh, and make fun and taunt and harass me even more. But if I say I needed help with 365 and I got the 365, well, the way to commit fraud is, okay, if I'm no longer here after I got that whole 365, and then, you know, and do who knows what else with it. But in a case where if I said I needed help with another $365 to stay here, for example, and then, but the most I get is 100, well, I couldn't stay here because it's not enough to stay here. And so the perps twisted and falsely say that you're ungrateful and you need to be grateful for $5. Be grateful for just $5. Well, I'm not trying to say that I'm not grateful for the $100, but you're twisting it. If somebody donated just $5 and that was all they could afford, and I couldn't stay here no more. Well, it's like $5 is, enough for a meal. So, just because, it's like the perps want to twist and spin it that I'm just ungrateful or unsatisfied. I'm grateful for every penny. But because if I say, well, I didn't get enough to stay here, if $5 is all you can afford, then I understand. I'm grateful for it and I understand. So if that's the most you can afford, then I really understand. And I thank you very much. I really appreciate it. So, but, if I haven't raised enough, to stay here another week or whatever, then I get told that, well, you're going to have to leave. So then I would have to leave and go put this stuff back in the storage unit and then be back on the streets to be tormented and harassed even more. And so that seems like sometimes the way people write online, I can sometimes tell who is who. So funny how I mentioned Alex in one of my videos yesterday or the day before, and then last night that was nobody but him that came on my other profile, on my new fundraiser to try to threaten me. And so thankfully I found a way to disable ways that people can message me, and also any comments on the campaign. And I put an update to explain why I put an update to explain why I was forced to disable all my comments, just like I was forced to disable all my comments on my blog. And so, if it wasn't Alex, it was Alex. Nobody but him. So, if you were a gay Satanist, if you were a male on male gay, what are you interested in a female for? What are you interested in targeting and trafficking a female for? Stick with your own gender. If you want to be gay, leave me alone. Leave me out of it. You're the one who told me you were a gay Jesus. You admitted to me openly that you're a gay Jesus hating Freemason and expected me to deny Jesus Christ and join the Illuminati cult to be a Illuminati high level celebrity prostitute. So and one thing I hate is, even if it's not sexual or not, I hate sadistic torture. I even hate sadistic torture being acted out on others also. I really cannot stand BDSM or any of that. I hate it. I really hate it. I do not find it a turn on at all. And I'm not masochistic either. I never been into that kinky weird stuff. Never been interested in it. Never liked it. So y'all keep the Satanism, the satanic stuff, y'all keep it on y'all side and leave me alone. I want nothing to do with that. So anyway, so I mean, just basically struggling to try to survive or get back on my feet or just stay safe. And so, the online game stalkers, when I said, and I'm not taking this down, and then they said, well, if you don't, they probably said to themselves, well, if you don't get it taken down, then we will. So, because I was trying to figure out, well, what did I say? Or what did I do wrong? Prohibited conduct. And then when I Google search GoFundMe prohibited conduct, one of the first things, not the first, but one of the first links that come up was about GoFundMe scam and fraud and stuff. But the online perps are angry about me getting any support and help and feeling so strongly about it. And then I heard that they probably got paid a lot of money to successfully get my GoFundMe taken down. As I said, if I can get a job, my own job to survive and make a living, I wouldn't have to resort to fundraisers. I mean, I only did it because I was forced to. Back then, you wouldn't have caught me panhandling, asking for money really, or doing any GoFundMe or fundraiser or anything like that. Because I'm the type of person that I always preferred to be independent. I always wanted to and always liked to be independent. So they figured that I'm not allowed any right at all to survive and breathe another day of air until or unless I submit to them and sell my soul or go and commit suicide. That's the only two choices they want to give me. And they have the goal to have me either locked up in a mental institution, locked up in jail or prison, or dead. And they don't want me to run free. But God knows I didn't commit fraud, and I know I didn't. And even these fake Christian TI perps who hide behind the Bible and everything, they're falsely accusing me of this fraud and stuff too. But you were riding with me for a whole, almost 2 years. Well, off and on. But after the final argument, or after I caught on to the fact that your mask came off and I realized for sure that you're a perp, then you want to hurry up and get your smear campaign gathered together and twist everything. And it's a big tug of war and a battle. But you didn't win, you cheated. You cheated this battle, this tug of war. Because you may have a lot of people on your side by lying and twisting the truth and everything and trying to rewrite history. But I win. Even if I don't have anybody on my side, God is. And I win because I know what I'm saying is factual. And I know what I did was the truth. So, the police know where I'm at. They come in gangsta up with sirens every day here. So, okay. So no police officer has knocked on my door. See, that the perps just taunted, harassed, and threatened me. Ever since my twin sister got involved in October, it was probably before October. But the online perps, well, actually, it started when Alex ran me out of Pensacola. He probably was the chief ringleader of falsely accusing me of scam. So, No police officer has ever approached me about, or no police officer ever put a warrant out, or they never wanted to take me to jail. No police has ever questioned me, but the perps was online. They kept on making threats to get my other GoFundMe. They kept making threats to get it taken down, and they will falsely accuse me of Social Security fraud and everything like that. And I remember it was over a year ago when a perp tried to run over me on purpose, and he somehow supernaturally delayed my phone when I tried to film him and record him. And it wasn't, it seemed like they falsely edited the video to look like as if he was just an innocent person driving by, when I put him on film and started recording before he even drove out of the parking lot, tried to deliberately hit me, and he had one headlight, and I confronted him about, hey, why you trying to hit me with your car? And then he, with a deceitful looking smile, like proud, and with a deceitful looking smile on his face, and said, insurance fraud is a hell of a thing, isn't it? And he looked like he was very much younger than me. And I'm like, young adults and young kids don't say overgrown stuff like, isn't it? They say, isn't it? No, but he said, isn't it? Narcissistically trying to sound extra fucking grown. Talking about insurance fraud is a hell of a thing, isn't it? And so all that wasn't even played back. Like, they some kind of way chopped off him trying to deliberately run over me and trying to hit me in a fake Walmart parking lot on Mobile Highway. So, so last night I was reading another campaign on the Go Get Funding about targeted individuals, and I want to continue to read the whole thing. And the lady seemed like she was a strong Christian trying to battle to get help, and a sincere Christian, and she said that they falsely accused targeted individuals of insurance fraud and Social Security fraud and this fraud and that fraud. But the gang stalkers, they're the ones who commit the insurance fraud, identity theft, and this and that, whatever, and then falsely accuse us of the targets of doing it. But, Alex Dupree admitted that he would slander me to other people and saying that I'm a thief and a drug addict and stuff. And that's the reason why I need to be watched. As a child who didn't steal, but as an adult, you would never catch me stealing. But I didn't know it was part of the gang stalking in New Orleans, me being homeless on the streets. Like, maybe about 3 or 4 times in New Orleans, I was falsely accused of stealing. But it's like, that's bizarre, because, even though I'm homeless, but it wouldn't even cross my mind to do something like that. I'm college educated, trying to fight to get a job, and I couldn't get much of any jobs. And I even got wrongfully set up and blacklisted from temp service jobs. So, if any of my family members will say Candy's a thief and Candy steals, then, that shows how out of touch y'all been with me, But they damn sure was stealing my stuff, stealing my money, stealing my belongings, and everything like that. My own relatives, biological or foster family. And narcissistic family members would do stuff like steal your property in front of your face, and you're not even allowed to speak up. Like, the biological gay brother Mark would do stuff like, I caught him in the act of, like, using my razor to shave his face, knowing he has AIDS. Or he would use my toothbrush and his gums would bleed. And I caught him in the act both of those times. God must have been protecting me then. Because it's like, what the hell, you trying to give me your AIDS on purpose? That needs to be publicly known. That needs to be exposed. So, and he would do stuff like steal my money in front of my face, snoop through my belongings in front of my face. Ramona used to do that too. And the foster sister Shelley would snoop through my belongings and steal my money in front of my face and all that too. And Mark would do stuff like walk around with if my feet are smaller than his and I'm a female, you just take my shoes and go outside. Take my slippers or flip-flops to go outside. Why would you do that? Wear your own doggone shoes. Don't try to wear my shoes. So, these narcissistic gang stalkers really don't have a basis for their false accusation of me committing fraud. And they know the truth, but then they want to pretend like they just have made up stories and pretend like they're just, they have made up stories and want to pretend like they're speculating things about me when they have no concrete proof of, because if I'm in desperate need, I'm definitely going to spend it on what I need it for. Ain't no room to spend it on luxury. I couldn't even spend my tax refund on much of anything luxury, as much as I wanted to go to the beach.